y'all. So it feels like a Monday, but happy Tuesday. The stock market has been very interesting. Really a good time to get into it if you're not in the stocks already. Anyone ever heard of the meme stocks? I'm sure everyone has. GameStop and AMC have been going up like crazy the last 3 trading days, and something just feels different this time. There's little to no resistance on the pull down, which is a good sign. I don't know if the hedge funds are finally getting caught up with, but it's been a long time coming. I know a lot of people have been holding for a long time, or just watching it if anything. But the stock market, that's something that also needs to be cleaned up. There's loopholes way down that they know that we don't. Tell you right now is that to pay close attention to the tariffs and the deals that are being made, and that's something that Wall Street does not have a leg up on us with. We are in the know at the same time they are with the tariffs, so that's how you can get current information and really give them a run for their money, because they have the information before we ever do. That's just a given. Not only do they have the information before us, then they have trading advantages and just God knows what other loopholes they have. So use the tariffs to your advantage, and any extra money that you might have to spend on items from the tariffs, you might be able to gain some money in the stock market to balance it out. I honestly don't think the prices for the tariffs are going to last very long, so that is the good news. But whenever all the dust settles, there's going to be a huge pump in the stock market from the tariff deal. So like I said, that's how we can kind of get a leg up on the brokers of Wall Street, is to pay attention to what tariff deals are being made, because they're happening in real time. There's no way that they can get the information before us. And even like I've been consulting with AI. I'm like, hey AI, what stocks will be affected by the Saudi Arabia tariff deal? And AI will give you, some pointers and some tips, some comparison of information, because like I said, this is our one chance to get a leg up on them. So just pay attention to that and use it to your favor. AMC and GameStop, something like I said just feels different this time, and I'm hoping that I'm right. Today I have been trading shares of GameStop since 2020, but today I bought my first set of calls, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm going to try to educate you guys on that once I'm more educated on it. So it's just kind of like a trial and error for me. So we shall see how it goes. But like I said, the tariffs is a way to get a leg up for sure on Wall Street. So use AI to your advantage. Use the real-time information of the tariffs to your advantage, and I think it'll work out for all of us, honestly. The stock market is just waiting to pump. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, the tariff delay and then the interest of the Fed. The interest rate should be down, if you ask me. 7% is crazy interest for doing nothing, like people do a lot less for but anyway, definitely, like I said, use that to your advantage. Does it feel different does anyone trade GameStop or AMC or any of the meme stocks? Because I don't know, for some reason this time it just feels different, and a good difference. So hopefully we'll get the returns that everyone is due. Like I said, it's been a long time coming, but I'm excited. I'm ready to see hopefully us go to the moon. That would be awesome. But yeah, if you're not in the stocks, there's a stock app on your phone. Just like pay attention to what's going on in the stock market, and then you can kind of get used to the norms. Like most stocks have like a center point where they trade back and forth, you know, just kind of like fluctuates back and forth. So once you get familiar and you pay attention every day, then you can kind of see those center points and try to buy in at the bottom of them and then sell at the top. This will work most of the time. Of course, on occasions they will go outside of their norm, and sometimes it might be to your benefit, sometimes it might be to your disadvantage. You're not gonna win every stock trade. That's just a given, you know. But that is a good way to start trading safely, is to see where the stock usually rise. So you want to, you know, pay attention for a month or two before you decide to bite the bullet and invest. You'll also have to set up a special account. You can set up a broker's account through Fidelity, is what I use, and that'll take you a couple days to set up. But put $100 in the stock market and try your luck. Just treat it like a casino trip, you know. It's like everyone can save up $100 and try their luck. It's not going to be the end of the world. Everything's so expensive, they'll tax you to death on all kind of other stuff. So it's like you may as well try to invest into yourself instead of buying yourself that new pair of sneakers or something that you maybe necessarily don't need, that's not a necessity. Put that $100 in the stock market and see what you can do with it. Whenever you do, say you do open a Fidelity account, you're gonna look up everything has a symbol, okay? So like GameStop is GME, that's gonna be the ticker symbol. You're gonna type that into the search bar. Go to, you'll have to put some money into your account as well. You want to make sure that the money is transferred completely before, not before you trade, but before you sell. You can buy a stock with unsettled funds, but do not sell a stock with unsettled funds. So the best thing you can do is transfer your money, let your funds settle into your Fidelity account, and then start trading. So you won't end up with any there's trading errors and stuff that can happen. They do give you a little bit of grace, but that's not a good way to start. You want to have the money settled and ready to go and ready to trade. So that'll be your first step. And then you'll have the option at the bottom of the screen to buy or sell. If you don't have any stocks, you'll be buying because you don't have anything to sell. And then GameStop's at $35 a share. So you can either put $100 amount in, or you can put 2 shares, which will be $70. And then you'll trade at market price. It'll give you options they'll give you a bunch of different options, but when you're just starting, you want to do at market, whatever price it's showing you on the top of the screen. It'll be that price or just a few cents off, depending on how fast the trade goes through. So that's just kind of how you get started. You want to like I said, pay attention to where the stock's trading. Also, pay attention to the huge dip that we had because of the tariffs. That's an unusual dip. You want to pay attention to when 2020 all the drama happened. Of course the stock market's going to drop because it's just a fear of the unknown. So I said, open you up an account. Say you buy 2 shares of GameStop at $35, so it's $70, and then you have $30 left for the $100 that you plan on to invest. A good tip that I can give you would be to pay attention to the microchip stocks. Nivea, that, I don't know. I've never really seen a lot of luck in that. That kind of came and went. I didn't buy in on the climb. It's a lot of the stock market is psychology. You know, it's like if it's climbing, you don't want to buy in because you think it's going to go down. And if it's going down, you don't want to buy, like, it really is a lot of psychology. So you always have to keep that in mind if they're setting like a bear trap for you, is the best way that I can put it. But so yeah, microchip stocks, they have AMD, AVGO. If you ask AI, just ask AI, hey, what are the microchip stocks? It'll tell you all the different microchip stocks, but that's up and coming because of AI. There is a high demand for them. No matter what happens, there's still going to be a high demand. So definitely look into the microchips. If microchip stocks, if you're a first-time investor. Also watching Amazon and Walmart, big companies like that. Usually it's a slow increase, but if you're not looking to day trade, if you're looking for a slow trade, then bigger companies like that are good. You don't want anything like Nike. Like Nike is past its peak in my opinion. So it might seem like a safe bet, but it's actually not. You want places that are still growing and developing, like Amazon or the microchip companies, Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. I've had really good luck with that one. That stock usually rides between 160 to 200. It's been doing that since at least the beginning of the year. So every time it hits around the 160 point, that's when I'll buy in. Sometimes you'll have to wait a couple days or even a month to get, you know, your profit, but that's just kind of how the stocks go. Yes, but you do, like, so Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM, you buy it at 160. I usually sell in the 190 range because it doesn't always get up to 200. Once you have a good enough profit, don't get greedy, just take your profit, and then you can reinvest at a later date if you want into that specific stock, you know, because a lot of times people get greedy. It's just like the casino. You don't want to get too greedy. You want to, if your profit margin is 10%, then that's good, you know. 10% is a good gain, and it'll be a slow gain, but if you do it I've been doing it for 5 years and I have a lot to show for it, you know. I don't waste a lot of money on all this stuff that we don't necessarily need, or I'm just more, you know, conservative with my money now and smarter with my money. So I do have extra money to invest. So say I want to go buy a house tomorrow. Well, I do have a good bit of funds saved and I can cash out my Fidelity account and put a down payment, maybe not all of it on a house, but I could put a good down payment on a house. So once you get used to not having that instant gratification from physical goods, like, yes, buy yourself stuff if you need it, but don't buy stuff just to make yourself happy, because that's not the answer to happiness. If you're looking to gain wealth and gain some traction in the finance department, then the stock market is definitely the way. You do, you'll get wise up as you go, and you'll get better at it over time. At first I had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of like a fish out of water. Like today, buying my calls, I was like, whoa. But next time I'll learn from any mistakes that I made this time, and that's just kind of how you have to rock and roll with the stock market. If you put $100 in, I can almost guarantee you're not going to lose the whole $100, no matter how bad your trading is, unless you pick bankrupt companies. So just even like a good way to get a leg up on Wall Street is like if you just hear like a whisper about something new, like, I don't know, like back when Snapchat, people were like, wait, what Snapchat? Like, go buy the Snapchat stock. If like people are like still like, oh wait, what's that, then you're a little bit ahead of the game. And if you think it's going to be a good company or a good product, whatever, you know, they're providing, then go for it. That's kind of, you want to, Wall Street's always like 3 or 4 steps ahead of us, or, you know, 3 or 4 days on information. They have insider info, so they always have the advantage, and it shows a lot. So you just have to be careful when you are trading. A lot of times you want to be patient. They'll do like a really big dip, so people will sell out of fear, and then it'll go back up. So like, for instance, right now, a lot of stocks that have been shorted are going up. I don't know whether they think they're about to get regulated, which I hope they do, because they need it really bad. It's such a sham. The stock market's just like taxes. It's like, let me give it to you in terms that you don't understand, because we don't want you to completely understand, and we want to use it to our advantage if we have to. So it's just something to think about. Yeah, what's up? You have a question? But the stock market is definitely a good foot in the door if you're looking to make some passive income and you have a little bit extra cash, you know, on the side to blow. It's not like I ever really invested much. Initially I did, I started with GameStop. GameStop was the first stock that I ever bought. And like I said, you will get better at it over time. So don't be totally intimidated. There's like an ask price and a bid price. So what they're asking for the stock is going to be the ask price, and then the bid price will be what you pay, because that's like the bid on, like, you know, like an auction bid, if you want to use it as a comparison. So whenever you do purchase a stock, it'll be somewhere between those two numbers. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room usually in between the ask and the bid price, but you do want to buy at market price whenever you do your first trade. And if you're curious, you can trade and buy a stock. You can buy and sell a stock in the same day, as long as you have settled cash whenever you're selling the stock. So you don't have to wait like 24 hours. There's no stipulation in that aspect. As soon as you own it, you can sell it. It's just like, you know, a sucker. I own the sucker. Do you want it? So there's that. And like I said, the more that I learn, I am pretty good at the regular trading. So if you guys have any questions in that aspect, I'm totally happy to help. But I just, like I said, bought my first call. Call is when you buy a stock at, you have the option of buying 100 shares of the stock at a strike price, okay? So you pay for a contract. So you don't pay the full price of the 100 shares. Every contract is a different amount. Like, for instance, the one that I bought today was $400 and something, and it gave me the right to purchase, not the obligation to purchase 100 shares of the stock that I bought the put in. But because I'm new to the puts and the calls, I won't be buying the stock at that price. I'm going to try to get the strike price. If the price is above the strike price, then you gain some money from the trade, and you don't have to buy the shares. You can just sell the contract. So you're basically buying, whenever you buy a contract, you're buying someone else's risk, and they might be profiting off of it, or there might be a loss. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Like I said, this is my first time, and today I was like, whoa, up, down, oh my god, which way is it going? Like, you know, so there's a learning curve. Just be kind to yourself and be patient. and there's a lot of good information out there. You don't want to get it from You don't want to get the information, honestly, from the media, the Webull articles and investors.com. That's how I started getting my information, and don't do it. Take my advice. Do not do it. Speaking of bear traps, they pretty much, they'll say this is the reason why to buy Tesla today, and then that day the article comes out, next day you look at Tesla, it's down 10%. So they are all in cahoots together. So definitely don't listen to the mainstream media when it comes to financial advice with the stocks, because they're all in bed together. You want to get your information from YouTubers. If you're interested in a certain stock, there's usually a YouTuber that'll cover all the logistics and all the information that you might not feel like, dealing with all the numbers and stuff. So that's the best place to get your information, is from other people and just regular finance people, not mainstream media. We all know about mainstream media's bias and really just dishonesty. The media was put in place to protect us, and now they're just paid and bought for, all the politicians and everything else. So never trust the media. Rule 1 on anything. It makes me think about whenever we were growing up. That's all we had. That's all the information that we had, is what the media gave us. So they were in total control. No wonder they had us sleeping, because all the information we had is what they gave us, and then word of mouth, which word of mouth didn't go too far back then, before the internet, So they really had us under their thumb at that point. But now that we can share information with each other, that's why so many people are going to podcasters and just regular YouTubers, so you can get an honest opinion. Everything I'm telling you right now, no one paid me to say this, no one told me to say this, and that's why you're going to get honest information from just regular individual people. So in the finance world, do not listen to the financial articles. They are a crock. So it's just something to keep in mind. Definitely do your own research and even dig into the nitty-gritty of the business. Go to their website and see what they're about, and see if you like how they do business. You can also do it from experience, companies that you do business with now. For instance, the candy stocks, because of all of the colorings that they can't, the artificial colorings that they can't put in, the candy stocks went down immediately because of that. Everything has a cause and effect. So use the tariffs to your advantage in the stock market, because they're happening in real time. So just go consult with AI and say, hey, how is this tariff deal with so-and-so gonna affect the stocks? And if so, what stocks? And AI will give you an honest opinion based off of the information that is available. We're still working through a lot of disinformation and false information, and there's always old information out there. So you want to make sure that the information is new and fresh and has some validity and some meaning, in today's world. So yes, if you're not in the stocks already, go and look at the app. Go check out the app, see what they do, and every green that you see going up, or just even if it's red but you see it going up first, that could be money in your pocket. So instead of letting the big dogs, they've literally been sitting there clicking buttons on their computer and having all the inside information. They have better school hours than teachers, and they act like they own the world. They ruined, really, retail. Retail was a lot of it before 2020. A lot of retail, if you were competition to them, they would just drown your stock until the company went bankrupt, which is like, that totally sucks. It's hard enough to have a business without having issues like that, you know, like the last thing you need is a bad guy in your corner. So always take everything with a grain of salt, and I hope I helped you guys with a little bit of information, and I will let you know how my calls go.